Hello everyone and welcome to Propaganda, and Tash is chewing on some corned beef which he was eating like a biscuit, which I think is really weird. Odd behaviour.
It's of an age, I think. You didn't go to school with a Bovril cube in your pocket for sucking on at break time, did you?
No.
I reckon half the people who watch this did.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And they'll all be, yeah.
Let me know if you did.
Yeah, right. Propaganda this week. So we didn't know if we'd do one, but it looks like we found enough stuff. Maybe do half an hour, maybe more. Depends how much you chat on. So we'll start though with this. There we are. So this is the pre-season Opta prediction table. It has Liverpool in as champions, which I think probably won't happen. And we'll scroll down here. We'll scroll down. Where are Sunderland? Where are Sunderland? And Sunderland are right at the bottom. 31.35. Yeah. So what is significant about that?
The reason we wanted on Propaganda this week is because this is the week that we passed the total points prediction from Opta. Fat lot of know-nothings they are.
Yeah. So we are now
33 points now.
Yeah, so we are above that. So if we're going to look at this table as well and really analyse it, Leeds, 36 might be about right for them, maybe late 30s. Burnley definitely won't finish with 37 though.
No, they won't. Oh. And Wolves will not be getting 42.
And nor will West Ham get 44.
How many points have Leeds got at the minute? I think they might get more than 36. I think they'll stay up.
Yeah, I do as well. I just mean that 36 might be near. They're on 25 right now, so 3 wins, 2 draws.
You don't think they'll get 11 points? They're playing enough. Well enough to get 11 points.
No, don't get the Leeds fans turned on me. I'm on team Leeds will stay up. Yes, they'll get more than 36 points. There we go. They'll get somewhere close to 40, I think, Leeds. Maybe.
Spurs might be bang on that prediction. 14th place with 47 points. That might be bang on.
They'll get less than 47 points.
Well, there might be less than 14th then.
Yeah, definitely less. And what does it say here? So 57 points to finish 7th, which would be Europe. So you think we'll finish with what? 50?
I thought we'd finish with 56.
Right, so you're still happy with being a point out?
I do think we'll just miss out. It could do if the FA Cup is won by somebody already in it, or Arsenal win the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could go down to 8th. Yeah. Look, if we get 58, 59, 60 points, we're definitely 60 points. I think is the definite one. I can't see us getting 60 points. I would dearly love to be wrong. If we get 3 at the weekend and 3 against Burnley, then it's on like Donkey Kong.
On. Yeah, Donkey Kong. There's a reference. Yeah. So there we go. Opta table, load of nonsense. Opta does not rate the way Sunderland play and have it for a long time.
And we beat our Opta prediction this very weekend past.
Yes. Right.
Everything's a bonus now.
This is a Gateshead council. So do you want to read this one out or do you want me to?
No, let's. Gateshead Council have contacted the club regarding the availability of Brian Bromley on loan for the remainder of the 25-6 season to assist with the holding up of the Redgev Bridge, which has been closed since late 2024 due to structural damage. Although I have to say, Bromley does structural damage to everything he touches, mind. The club have refused permission for the players to talk to the council as they seem a vital part of the club's plans moving forward. Bromley has also stated he is happy on Wearside and hopes to continue wearing the red and white colours of Sunderland for many more years to come. Gateshead Council will move on to other alternatives. I just thought this was funny.
No, I saw this on Facebook the other day and it gave us a good chuckle. So hopefully people are seeing this for the first time having a chuckle. And, we need to sort out the Gateshead flyover. Apparently it's getting demolished, to be fair. But
well, I mean, they won't have any bridges to cross from Gateshead into Newcastle then, will they? I mean, the Tyne Bridge is down to one lane.
Yeah.
Is that one lane? The swing bridge is broken.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Mike, we've got bridges coming out of our ears.
I know. All of our bridges seem to be doing pretty well. So there we go. Brian Bromley
Such a great hold-up player. Gateshead Council want to loan him to hold up their bridge.
Yeah. Another bit of propaganda, which I don't have a video for because it's not video worthy, but Match of the Day. Did you watch Match of the Day on Saturday evening? They completely snubbed Sunderland.
Yeah, I did watch it, and I have been keenly waiting for Alan Shearer's in-depth tactical analysis podcast, which the presenter suggested might come. He made some feeble excuse about being told he wasn't allowed to analyse something.
Yeah, it said that you had all sorts of analysis ready until Oliver Glasner came in. We're just talking absolute nonsense. But what's strange is back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago, he did used to be quite like complimentary about Sunderland, I think, to almost make up for his bias. And then since they've come back up, he just does not. I mean, even when you watch the rest of his football, he says any compliment of Sunderland through gritted teeth, which is fair.
He does.
I mean, I don't mind.
I happen to believe him about Match of the Day. To be fair, I think that he probably was prepared to talk about the win, but it would have been through gritted teeth. But I do think he probably got told to talk about Glasner because you've got 2.5 minutes, and you didn't talk about that. There won't really be any time to say anything else, so don't. But I mean, it's just I mean, if anything, his protest just shows you just the sort of shambolic, half cooked nature of Match of the Day these days. We're not really missing anything, are we?
No.
Even the highlights that they select are not as good as the extended highlights that Sky put out on YouTube. So, I mean, the program is just broken, and there doesn't seem to be any way that they can fix it. Certainly not with Alan Shearer. I was prepared when he first got the job on Match of the Day to give him a go. Thought, well, the guy must know football. But I stopped paying attention to him when way back when Darren Bent played for us. He said, talked about whether Bent should go to the World Cup as a fifth striker. And he said, yes, I would take Bent as a fifth striker. And then the next question was, what formation should England play? He said, 4-5-1. I just thought, you're an idiot. So I stopped listening to him when he said that.
Yeah. Now they just take the three strikers, don't they? There is
yeah. Well, in those days they still played with two sometimes. Yeah.
Right, I have some Crystal Palace reaction from the game, so let's dive into some of this. So this is the away match.
I haven't seen this.
I've picked out two sections, so this is the first one.
I'm hopeful that these guys. I'm hopeful these guys are going to be reasonable, not like some of the lunatics who expect to win and think the world is ending when they don't. I think Palace fans will be reasonable, so let's see.
Flag if you can't hear it as I press play.
Sunderland won, and I tell you what, we've been all right actually this half. We've actually been really good going forwards. Defensively, a bit naive.
This is the half-time report. I should have made clear. So this is at half-time.
I think that we keep giving them too many set pieces to try and attack us from, and the goal they scored was too soft. It was just one ball over the top, a cut back and a nice little tap in. Too easy. But with us, I think we're actually doing really well. I think that Jeremy Pino is the key to this game. He's been unreal so far this game. I know I've been a harsh critic of his game so far in this season, but he's been unreal so far. He is the only one creating something. Mateta scored a lovely goal, but he was offside. But Jeremy Pino scored a nice goal, and everything we create seems to go through him. Mitchell missed a chance where...
That pretty much was it. I just want to show he's kind of half-time.
Yeah.
He's quite optimistic.
Look, if we pause there, I mean, if you think about it from their point of view, this is all football fans. I don't think they got a look in after the half-hour mark. But at half-time, that's only the last 15 minutes. And from their point of view, at half-time, they've got to think, we're all right, we're in this. But having seen the full 90 now, they've just never got another look in. So I get that half-time optimism from him. I think that's fair. And Mateta did have a blistering strike, didn't he?
Did.
And Mitchell did have a free header. So I think they've got every right at half-time to think they're going to be in it. Well, what a disappointment the second half must have been.
Yeah, well, to be fair, before we dive into that, I was annoyed after half an hour that I was like, oh, Crystal Palace look like I thought we might be playing a bit of a shambles, but they look like they've turned up, and I was like, oh, that's a bit frustrating, isn't it? We thought we might have had an easier game, but the second half was honking. But let's see the end analysis here when they're on the train home.
We've got we've both been through 2 cans of Peroni, got 2 more cans of Guinness left, and you know what? We've still got an hour and a half, 2 hours on this train left, so it's a long way. It's a long way, but genuinely, overall, I've had a good day. Genuinely, I've had a really nice day. Everyone in Sunderland's class. Everyone's so friendly. Everyone's so nice. And to be fair, Sunderland were well worth their 3 points today. They were the better team today, and it is what it is. All this stuff that's coming out about Glasner and what he said in his...
There we go. So that was the main thing on the flag. So very graceful, very
yeah, very nice.
very
I had
kind.
the same experience. At Everton. Despite us winning, I had a lovely day there, and all of the Everton fans were really nice. They were extraordinarily friendly, and I had a great time in Liverpool. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's most places I've gone to are all right like that. There's just some lunatic fans around, aren't there? Some lunatic fan bases.
Yeah. Well, I had a great time on Saturday. I met a Scottish Crystal Palace fan, and I asked him why he was a Crystal Palace fan. He was like, "Oh, well, I went to the University of Coventry," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, that doesn't really make any sense. And then he was like, yeah, my best friend at uni was a Palace fan. And I was like, well, that's probably the more important thing than the University of Coventry. And then I spoke to a Palace fan on the train home, and I think he was very, very raw after the game, and he was like, "We'll finish ahead of you come the end of the season." And I was like, well, I mean, you've got like 15 years of Premier League money. I mean, you probably should be, to be fair, mate. Like, it's pretty embarrassing that you're not ahead of them right now. And
you're just winding up drunk, bitter people. This is going to go well for you.
Yeah. Well, the first Palace guy, who I saw in Sheepfolds, I ended up standing next to him on the Metro just by coincidence, which was obviously just, that's how it works in life, doesn't it? But yeah. So all the Palace fans I met were good crack, though. I enjoyed them this weekend. I have an article from Roker Report here. So this has caused a bit of a stir on the socials. Till the end, on the pitch and in the stands. So John Wilson looks at the ongoing issue of early exits from the Stadium of Light, a matter of concern or not. So in the article, as you can imagine, it talks about...
That's not Jonathan. Is that Jonathan Wilson or a different Jonathan?
I think it's a different John. I think
yeah.
It's not the guy who's from the... Is it The Guardian? No, it's not him. This is just a John Wilson. Yeah. But yeah, he's basically saying, as you would expect, that some of the fan base is not engaged until the end. Mantra, and discusses the issues. Why are people leaving early? Is there a problem behind it? Is there a particular reason why people are wanting to get out the stadium early? So I thought this was worth flagging.
Well, I know that there are we have a lot of fans outside Sunderland. Whether they live in Hartlepool or Seaham or even much further afield, York, Leeds, Sunderland, whatever. There's loads who live all over the place, and lots of them are season ticket holders. And a lot of them worry about making that train at 5:45, or sorry, not 5:45, but like 6:15 or 6:30. So a lot of them worry about getting caught in the crowd and making their trains to wherever they've got to go. And some of them coming up regularly buy their tickets in advance, and the tickets are only valid for a set time. So I mean, I have some sympathy for that. I know there's lots of them that get that first train out of Sunderland, the Grand Central one on a Saturday. So there are people who just have to do that. But in the past I used to sway between that sort of thing bothering me and thinking, well, you've got to back them to the end. But I'm just a bit mellower now, and why can't you just let people do what they like? What difference does it make if the fella next to me doesn't leave? I can still enjoy myself, and the vast majority of people are still there. I need not fret about his absence. I can still enjoy what's going on. I don't really get the fuss about it.
Do you know, if there was one thing that irritates me, it's not necessarily the people that leave towards the end of a game. It's the ones who leave on like 35 minutes to go get a pint. They are the ones.
Well, that is me. That's me. Although I do it much less. So yeah, well, I have done it very, very little this season, but it used to be a commonplace for me. But I stopped doing it away. So sometimes when you go and get a pint at half time, you get stuck and don't get back. So I missed Amid Diallo's goal right at the start of the second half at Birmingham City a couple of years ago. right at the start of the second half because I couldn't get a. I was right at the front and thought I've queued in for 15, 20 minutes. I'll just get the pint and then go back in. Nothing will happen. And of course, the other scores in 46 minutes. So I don't know. I just thought, well, when can I get a pint? I'll tell you what. If the game looks a bit even and balanced, I'll go out in 40 minutes and get one.
So for me, the pint thing at half time. My view on that. I mean, I'm not a big drinker, so I'm not really the person to ask. But like, I go to a Sunderland game to watch the game. So
I'm only doing this at away games. I'm only doing this at away games. I never get a pint. Never leave the stadium at half time in the home games. I don't
but
know
even
why.
like an away game, what difference does that make?
Well, probably because I've started drinking and the whole day is fun. So I don't know. But I only do it at away games.
See, I just think, like, for me, I mean, I know the people who watch this who do it. I mean, I don't care that much, but I pay for my ticket to go to the game. I'm there to watch the game. I don't like to have a drink when I go watch Sunderland because I like to enjoy the game and be able to remember the game and then be able to, come on here and
I mean, I do
my
too.
Tales of wisdom.
I do too. But, I can get a pint at half time and the TV, I can keep an eye on it just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
I can get a pint and a pie, and you can do that in the away stadiums. So you can do it at the home stadium as well. But people leaving at the end of the game are doing so for a different reason, and they can't watch the telly, and they're not trying to either. They're trying to get.
Well, what I would also say for the late leavers is so I get the metro home often, or I sometimes drive home. Traffic, it's bad, but it's not like really bad. It's bad, but it's not awful. You're not stuck for hours. Then the metro, I always generally get on a metro before 5:30. So it depends. I mean, if you leave the ground at 10 minutes before 5 o'clock, you might get the 5:15 metro, but does the 15 minutes does it make that much difference?
No.
If you're catching a train, maybe, but maybe not. And then the other one is the park and ride. I think it's a big problem. I know a lot of people get the park and ride who are like, I need to they leave on 88 minutes to get the park and ride, and I don't know how that works. I don't know if you get stuck forever.
I've known nothing about it.
Yeah, I don't either. So I just wonder if is it a mix of the park and ride people go, because the people who sit next to me leave on 88 minutes every week because of the park and ride.
And does it annoy you?
It doesn't annoy me, but it annoys people. I know it annoys people. I mean, I couldn't care less. I mean, if they want, I get more leg room, so
yeah. I should have let you carry on and encouraged you to unload on the early pint drinkers at half time before telling you that was one of them.
Well, I would have continued on. I mean, I still think it's dumb. Why would you travel all the way to Birmingham to watch a game to then miss a goal because you were having a horrible pint? Because the pints aren't exactly nice, are they? Then you get a lovely,
it was
gorgeous
a stinking pint. It was a stinking pint at Birmingham as well.
It's just stupid.
I was very annoyed because my seat was right behind where he curled it into the net as well. I was very annoyed. So, I mean, yeah, I started to... I mean, it makes no difference, but I thought I'll leave a few minutes early so I don't miss any of the second half. It's daft, I know. But, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, well.
I haven't missed any goals so far, though. Well,
that's good.
Last season, I went out at half time, 35 minutes at Coventry away, and I think I stayed drinking down in the concourse until about 70 minutes.
When you're getting to be 3-0.
Yeah.
Right, I don't know if I've actually shared this video before. I feel like I might have. Have we seen this man before?
No, I've never seen this man.
This is BM Talks Football, but I'll just play it. So this is after our pre-season friendly defeat against Real Betis. He's made this video.
It really does pain me to say this, but I think Sunderland are in real trouble next season. Despite being the 9th biggest spender in the whole of Europe, as it stands, this side here, which it could potentially be on the starting game of the season, is nowhere near good enough to stay in the Premier League. Having lost again today, meaning that it's 4 out of 5 defeats in pre-season. Now, I know pre-season doesn't mean a lot, but ultimately, it's not a good look, is it? And when you look at the Real Betis side that was named today, it is very weak. Apart from the likes of Isco and Bakumbu, it is a very weak Real Betis side. I do, however, think if Sunderland are going to stay in the Premier League, this man here is going to be absolutely imperative in their fight to do so. I think Granit Xhaka could be one of the signings of the summer. And even with all these transfers that they've brought in, they're asking for a lot because the players are going to have to bed in They're going to have to gel, and they're going to have to hit the ground running. Otherwise, they're going to get swallowed by the Premier League. And once you start
What do we make of this then? Is it? See, when I saw this today, because I typed in Sunderland into TikTok, and this was actually the video that came up at the top, which is why I ended up sharing it.
You're on the TikTok?
Not really. I'm just on it to look for videos for this.
How does it work?
just like Twitter. Just type in a word.
Okay.
Anyway, this man came up, and I was like, okay. And the reason why I've shared it is that I feel like not much research has went into that video, because he's basically looked at the preseason results and went, oh, well, that's bad. And then he's basically hasn't heard of any of the players we've signed, so has decided they're not good enough. And then he's went with the lazy, well, Granit Xhaka could be the signing of the season, which everyone was saying, and then finishes it off with, will the players bid in?
So our preseason was relatively poor in terms of flat results, but how did you feel about it? Well, no, but that was what I thought. I wasn't interested. I wasn't bothered at all. It didn't cross my mind that we were going to struggle. I thought we were going to be okay, and I was pretty convinced we would be sort of like 15th or something. So I didn't bother me a jot. It didn't really enter my thoughts that we lost all those games and that spells disaster. But what did you think about those results?
I could not care less. In fact, to be honest, had I not watched that video, even though I went to 3 preseason games, don't think I could tell you any of the scores. Like, they just don't register in my brain. And I remember getting burnt in 2013. We had Paulo Di Canio, and we won that, beat Tottenham, I think, in that Peace Trophy. I was like, oh, we look brilliant. We look like a team. And you get burnt from it. I think that preseason's there to get everyone fit, unless something disastrous happens. I remember Newcastle once getting beat like 6-1 at Leyton Orient. Oof. And it was like, oh, right, okay, unless you get like a horror like that, where something horrendous happens, I just don't think it means anything whatsoever. I mean, you could tell in the summer that we weren't putting 100% in terms of the challenges. And I was like, well, when we play an actual game, we are going to be going for side titles.
You could tell that Regis was testing out players in different positions as well. So I thought it was all exactly what preseason was for, rotating players, trying systems and different partnerships. And it didn't bother me a jot. I just want to ask you about your 3 games. I hope you're not counting Shields and Gateshead as 2. Are you? You're still muted.
Sorry, repeat what you said. I was too busy loading up the next video.
You're not counting Shields and the Heed as 2 separate games, are you? When you said I went to 3. Okay,
I went to the Shields game. I went to the 2 home games against Betis and Vallecano.
Yeah, Rayo Vallecano, yeah.
Yeah, I think we got beat against Betis because of that man. I can't remember what we did against Rayo Vallecano. Draw, maybe?
I think a draw. Is that the one Lefay scored first and then he got dropped? And can't remember which way around. Maybe that was the Betis game. And
Betis, we got beat. We definitely got beat against Betis. We were bad against Betis.
Okay. Oh, no, that was fine anyway. Oh, this guy.
Yeah, so we were right at the start. So we know what we're getting here. Sunderland Palace predictions.
Right, Sunderland Palace. Sunderland haven't won in 5 league games. Are you happy about that? I think that might tie in with AFCON, possibly. But I'm pretty sure in those 5 league games... Yeah, they've had 4 draws in them 5 league games. It's not like they've fallen off completely.
I mean, look, they're still doing decent. I did say as well, it's going to come. They're going to be...
I'm going to come.
I'm going to come.
Do not come.
They're going to be tested. They're going to be tested. And this is the sign of how they're going to do the season. Are they going to bounce back or are they going to go downhill?
Yeah.
They are going to get figured out by teams. Like, it happened to Leeds when they came up and they were flying, and then you get figured out.
Of course, but they are so good at home.
Yeah.
They still haven't lost at home, have they?
They're going to finish 12th. I said it like halfway through the season. Like 12th, and that'll be an unbelievable season.
I think they can
for
sneak
them.
a top 10.
They can, but I personally think it'll be 12th.
But Palace are 9 games without a win as well. And that came, the last win came against Shelburne. I think Sunderland are going to bounce back here, and I think they're going to win. Call me crazy. I'm going to go 2-1.
Last night took an L, but tonight's I bounce back.
Was that English?
Last night took an L, but tonight I bounce back.
What's your prediction? Because every time you predict Sunderland to actually get something, they don't.
Yeah, that is true. 1-1. So I'm not predicting a win. I think a draw. I think they're going to continue the draw.
You've gone for the old Peter 1-1.
Peter 1-1. He's rare one here.
Yeah, I don't really understand the appeal of those guys. I don't get it.
I don't think you're the target audience, nor am I the target audience.
No, I mean they're deeply popular, but I don't really understand, which is why we will never be deeply popular.
Did you get the meme reference of the Donald Trump Kamala Harris?
No.
So do you know when they were talking about the "I'm gonna come" and all that? That's a meme. That's like a reel of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris.
No,
so that's why that was
didn't
referenced.
get that.
So I did see her face was a bit puzzled by that.
I didn't get all of it.
Yeah,
the only thing I was
confused.
Yeah, the lad with the glasses, Lewis is his name, whatever his name is.
No, Lewis is the mag.
Yeah, the one with the glasses. He's he has predicted us. I think his predictions put us on something daft like 7 points or something, or 8 points for the entire season to this point. So he's been way up. He's been desperate for us to lose. So a novelty that he now thinks we're going to finish 12th when he thought we were going to be bottom. But it is entertaining watching him predict against us all the time.
The Newcastle fans I know are manifesting with Sunderland quite a bit. Like manifesting disaster. Like this is what he said. Oh, you'll get found out though. No, it's it'll enjoy it while it lasts. You've been a little bit lucky. The fixtures and all that sort of stuff we had at the start of the season as well.
It's easy. You haven't played anyone left. You're playing them at the right time.
Yeah,
you've been lucky.
Palace at the weekend, to be fair.
You'll get found out. AFCON will ruin you. Wait till you get the horrible VAR decisions. Everyone gets a couple of seasons. Yeah, we've had all of them. And but yeah, I don't mean they will go on all season.
They will. Forever and ever. Right, I just thought I'd share this because I thought it was interesting. It says Luke 9 being weird. What's he doing?
I have no idea.
Right,
is he memeing? No, don't. It's disturbing.
I don't know if it goes on.
I have no idea. Is that the last pre-watch warm-up that we'll see Dan Neil do behind him there? Is it?
Probably, yeah. Sad times.
What's next?
We have another TikTok of a Crystal Palace fan this time, which I shall share. Here he is. So this is his full-time reaction to the game. Oh, need to share it on the screen though, don't I?
You do. You've got to show us. Here we go.
Otherwise, it's just me listening to it.
If Oliver Glasner magically thought that announcing his departure at the end of the season would somehow make our form better, he'd be wrong. We've dropped 3 points away at Sunderland. Look, given our current situation and given Sunderland's excellent home form, was I expecting us to get anything? No. I think it is pathetic how we didn't make a single substitution. What are we playing at? There's not much for me to say that I haven't said already. I just think the rest of this Premier League season is going to be very hard to watch, and the only thing we have going for us is the Conference League. You might as well say our season doesn't restart until the 19th of February. There you go. If Oliver Glasner...
Well, I mean, we've been there. You know, that's a man who has gone through the arguing and the complaining and is now simply in the state of acceptance and despair. And we've been there. He doesn't have any hope anymore. It's gone. And he's just waiting. He's just waiting for the knock at the door to come and take him to the gallows, basically.
I think if you look at the Premier League right now, because do you know we had the period where the 6 teams, the 2 relegated, lots of promoted teams got relegated. I think there's a lot of staleness now in the Premier League, which I think will really benefit newly promoted clubs over the next couple of years. Where I look at Forest, I look at Tottenham, Palace, Fulham, Everton. We could potentially throw in like a Brentford in there, but there's a lot of teams that I think got complacent in this period of the last few years, and if teams like Sunderland and Leeds, it looks like have really got their acts together, then the teams that come up, this season, you would like to think would try and do what Sunderland and Leeds have done and not follow the old remit of buying Championship players. I think we might see a bit of a churn of some Premier League teams, and I think that's where we'll see maybe a Crystal Palace drop out. We'll see maybe a Fulham with their manager situation, Bournemouth with their manager situation. I think we might see a bit of a churn of some Premier League teams, which is good for football.
Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people are looking at this, but I think we're a bit of a one-off in terms of the fact that X years ago we had our debt written off and then loads of clearing out of players, and we were away long enough that all of those legacy contracts with huge wages were gone, and then we changed owner again, and I just think we were, very few clubs get promoted at the speed we did from League One to the Premier League with, starting with zero problems in terms of players, in terms of contracts, in terms of the timings of contracts, the ages of players. And then on top of that, you sell £40 million worth of talent from a zero base, and all of a sudden you can do what you like. And I just don't think other clubs are going to be in a position to do that. So I know a lot of people talk about it and say that's the way to do it, but I don't think it's as easy as people think. So you look at the teams that might come up and think about them. Ipswich, they bought a lot of players on multi-year contracts, and who will get a kick in for Premier League wages again. And you have to think, a lot of them were signed on slightly inflated wages to get them. They'll be back on those wages if they come back up. They will not be able to invest at the calibre we did, and that's probably the best equipped team to come up. Coventry, again, they spent an awful lot of money for a Championship side. A lot in the last sort of 3 or 4 years. Huh?
They brought in money, though.
Yeah, but I don't think they're in a position to spend in the way that we did.
They'll be able to spend more than Ipswich. So the teams that I think have been, it's one of them. Do you know how people strive to be Burnley? Like that would be the aim of like if you're Coventry, you're probably going right. We go up, we come down, we go back up, and you build that way. But that for me, that is the wrong way to do it. If you're going to get promoted to the Premier League, you have to use that 100 and odd million quid that you get to buy assets that are going to be worth more than that in 12, 24 months. What Ipswich did when they came up, and what a lot of these, very good on the IPAs. What Ipswich did when they came up is they bought a lot of players with no real resale value, and the two they did have, Hutchinson and Delap. Delap had that release clause, so they didn't get the resale value, and Hutchinson, they paid 25 and sold him for like 40. They didn't get massive resale value on. So when I say teams can copy what Sunderland have done, I don't think they can copy the exact blueprint, but I would like to think that if Coventry, well, not that I'd like because I don't care about Coventry, but I would like to think the newly promoted teams would look at what Sunderland have done and think we need to recruit in a smarter way than just who are the best players in the Championship, who are the fringe players in the Premier League we can sign. You have to be clever about how you do it and go, right, Sunderland were able to bring in Granit Xhaka. How do we find the equivalent of Granit Xhaka for us? And if you were looking at what Leeds did, slightly different because they've obviously been in recently, but Leeds still were able to go out and go, right, we've picked up Anton Stack from the Bundesliga, who is a starting midfielder in the Bundesliga, who's a really good age. We've been able to bring in Xhaka Biol, who was one of the best defenders in Europe last season. You've got to be clever about how you do it and not do what Ipswich did. I mean, Ipswich's transfer window last year was an abomination, to be fair.
Well, but everybody knew, and I think Ipswich fans as well knew that they were actually buying for this season in the Championship, not for the Premier League. That's what it looked like to everybody else, and I think that's what everybody knew.
How dumb is that, though?
Well, I mean, it was really hard for them to do anything else, I think, because they got promoted. I know it sounds stupid, but they got promoted too fast, and therefore they were carrying a lot of players on contracts that still had several years ago who were not good enough and they didn't want anymore and they couldn't get rid of because they'd all got bumped pay. And so they're like, well, we're kind of limited in what we can do here, when in actual fact we need an entire new squad because we got accidentally promoted too quickly. And we need literally an entire new 25 players. And we can't do that. So what can we do? We can buy, 8 players who will put us in a really good position next year to come back up again. So I get why they did it. And it sounds daft to say that they got promoted too quickly. But the way to stay in the Premier League was they needed to buy 20 players. And that was not possible.
But
They
is
couldn't
it not
sell
even
it.
about though figuring out how to do it? So, like for example, could Ipswich have sold? No, we were
Yeah.
able to sell Job for 30 odd million quid. Did Ipswich have a
I think
player-
you're right. Yeah, you are right, in the sense that they didn't even try to do it. So yeah, I think that's a fair criticism.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got another Crystal Palace fan. So this is his post-match reflections on the game. Oh, there's no volume though, so I bet it's on mute.
I don't even want to rant to rave, but we got big problems. Well, I've been saying that for the last 5-6 weeks. I think Glasser wants to get sacked, so I don't think he wants to be there, especially what he said after the press. We're in a complete shambles. We're just sitting down now, waiting for the train anyways. I fear that this club is going to be in a relegation fight. Whether we'll go down is up to the players, it's up to the board. But when your captain wants to walk, well, he's going anyway. And when your manager's basically saying he wants to leave, you know your club's in the Mateta wants to go, his attitude stinks. They should bid him off to Juve. And the Glasser situation, it's not always fault. Don't mind the sound in the background of that bloody noisy train. It's not always fault, but if he wants to go, he needs to just go, you know, for his own sake. Because he wants to be sacked. He clearly don't want to be there. He's basically come out of the press saying that he wants out. So I think everyone agrees on the same thing. Big concerns, though. Big concerns. I don't know where we go from here. This is the worst I felt as a Palace fan in years. Yeah, we look absolutely spineless as a club. And the reaction from the fans and the players and the attitudes as well, and the manager too, saying what he said, says it all really. It's only going to get worse. And
there we go. Another angry Palace fan.
On the whole, I found them pretty spot on with what they're saying. They're not deluded. They're pretty accurate. I mean, what happens if Mateta goes to Juventus in the next fortnight? What happens then? I mean, they're ruined, aren't they?
Sorry, I was gonna say I wonder if they're gonna sell Mateta high in January. They've sold Gay, and they'll go, do you know what? We think we've got enough to stay up. We think we've got enough to finish like 15th. So then in the summer when Glasner goes, the new manager's got this lovely kitty of 100 million to spend on correcting these issues. I wonder if that's their thought process.
Well, I mean, that's part of the problem, I think, in that modern day football clubs, the good ones, are not especially run on the diktats of managers and who they wish to buy. They're better run in terms of the somebody more permanent at the club having an idea of blending youth and experience and contract lengths and types of players. And, you know, a bit like American football teams when, you know, here is your roster and this is what you've got to make do with. And if you do this competently, I'll listen to the areas of the pitch you would like to strengthen. And we will strengthen that in line with those sorts of principles and give you players to add to your roster. So the idea that a manager, someone comes in and a manager can spend 120 million on the players that they want, I think that's increasingly rare and would be an error in modern football.
I have a question. This is the second time in this recording that you've referenced the NFL. So are you an NFL watcher?
I mean, not especially. I don't watch full games. I do quite like the games. I understand them. Flag on the play. I love that phrase. No, I do like the NFL, but I'm not an avid watcher. I've watched it on and off for best part of 20 years, so I do like it. I do follow it. I can tell you who I think every Sunderland fan should support. Because it's a trend these days. Every I don't really have a particular team. When I was a kid, I liked the Miami Dolphins.
Who should we support, though?
We should support the Detroit Lions.
Why?
Because they are a post-industrial city that once were great and had a couple of championships and haven't won anything for 30, 40, 50 years. They are Sunderland in the NFL, a great historic team. They built, they built more cars than anybody else in the world, in the same way that we built more ships than anywhere else in the world. We build cars now. They're also basically big cats. We love cats.
Yes.
We should be Detroit Lion fans. And last year they nearly found their mojo again, and they nearly nearly made the playoffs. Been disappointing this year. But,
See, when I had my year in America, I dived into the American sports, all of them, and we used to get cable in the room so you could watch them all, and they were on at normal human times, and I discovered that the NFL, I also understand the NFL. I can tell you the rules, and I can watch the game and know what's happening. Watching it live, the full 3 hours, terrible.
Boring.
Adverts, boring. Watching a 10 minutes highlights package on YouTube, very interesting, worth watching. The baseball, exactly the same.
Rounders in pyjama.
Yeah, but the highlights, I mean, I still follow the Atlanta Braves, but I've never watched the full game. Apart from when I've been, I just watched the highlights. Yeah, the chop, which I think has racist connotations from what I was told when I was there. Basketball, it's just meh. I don't mind it, don't hate it. But the NHL is the one I fell in love with. That was the American sport that for me is the one that's most comparable to football.
Well, given your poor film knowledge and history, I shall recommend a movie to you with a young Rob Lowe in an ice hockey movie called Young Blood. This is what you must watch.
Okay, that'll be homework for next week.
Yeah, the NHL hockey movie Young Blood.
The problem I've got now is that me and the wife have decided to move away from streaming because we were watching The Big Bang Theory and it just randomly on New Year's Eve just went off all streaming platforms, all of them. So it was on Disney and Netflix. It just died, gone, and then hasn't shown up anywhere else. And I was like, do you know what? I am sick of paying for all these different platforms, and the thing that we're watching has moved off them. So we have went back to DVDs.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that you were in Market Square today.
How was it, CEX? Yes.
In Market Square. And what were you purchasing?
So I got a Big Bang Season 9 sent there to pick up. And then I bought... What did I buy today? I bought House of Cards because I used to watch that and that's on Netflix.
The other thing.
Kevin Spacey.
The other thing.
Yeah, I'll get to that. What else did I buy there? Was there any other notable things that I bought? A film called 1917, which I think is about World War One. And
Superb film. When you watch that,
Well,
the opening scene for the first half hour, I think, is a single, maybe first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, is a single take. It is a genius piece of filmmaking. It's quite incredible.
Very good. I look forward to watching that. And then I saw Indiana Jones, the complete series.
What, 1 to 3 or 1 to 5? Or 1 to 3 or 1 to 5?
I think it was 1 to 5. It was a chunky box set. And I was nearly going to take a picture to share on here, but the worker at the shop was stood marking items in that area, and I felt awkward. So didn't want to take a picture.
And how much were they asking for the box set of the Jones?
I think it was £6.
A bargain, I say, sir.
And I didn't buy it.
And it won't be there tomorrow.
No,
now it's been advertised.
Now it's not in this video, so I didn't buy it.
Okay.
I'll try and watch another one. I know Michael Bowers has been very, very upset with my Indiana Jones take. And also people were saying I didn't like Star Wars, which I don't think I actually said. I said I haven't watched the last one, which you agreed you hadn't watched it either.
No.
I got in a huff with Star Wars because I was really excited for when they rebooted it.
They're going to do it again.
So, yeah, they are. They're going to whinge. Right, you've got a few things. Do you want to share them or do you want me to share them?
Let me share them. So I have a couple of items here. I just share them my screen, don't I? Just bring them up and share my screen. Yeah, that's fine. I should do that. No need to share the sound on this occasion, though. Share my window. This one here. I quite like this. This is the Goal Gurus. And I wonder if I can just... can I click on that? That is it. I wonder if I can zoom in on that. Oh, I can. Marvellous. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
So here we are with Goal Gurus. These are the all-time Premier League cumulative points, or all-time top flight cumulative points. And I just think it makes for interesting reading. who are the most successful teams of all top flight time. And lo and behold, in a very position we may finish in this season, we have Sunderland in 5th place of all time, above Manchester City. And I always felt, until they were bought out by a state, that Manchester City were a team rather similar to us. I quite liked them. And then they just became some, tool for another state. But I was a bit surprised to see Everton top that table. I thought
they've only had 4 years out, though.
Well, Arsenal have never been relegated.
Not true.
And yet are beneath them. Is that
is
not true?
No, that is a lie.
That's a myth. That is propaganda.
It is propaganda. Arsenal were relegated, I believe, either before World War One or after World War One. But Arsenal have been out. They've never been relegated. They've got the longest continuous run, but they have been relegated.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Whereas Everton got 4 years out, I think, in the 50s, maybe.
Uh-huh.
And
but
that's why their totals so high.
They had a big period under Howard Kendall when they were really strong. And they, played in Europe and they won titles and FA Cups. But I'm not really aware of another period before that when they were really strong. I don't know if anyone can enlighten us. But I was a bit surprised to see Everton up there. I'm not really surprised to see the teams beneath us continue to be
Man United.
Low. I guess so. But yeah. I mean,
are they a late founded team, maybe?
I think a bit like Liverpool, yeah. But I'm not late founded, but before the 50s, who are they? Yeah.
They're founded in 1878, but they were re-registered as Manchester United in 1902, which makes me wonder if they go off that. So have they lost
Possibly.
14 years because of the name change on this list?
Well, 14 years I'm assuming that they haven't just accumulated points when we had 2 points for a win and 1 for a draw. I'm assuming they've rounded it all up to 3.
If we look at their honours, they won the league in 1907, 08, and 1910-11. Then it was the 50s was their era. So
they must have had a big period where they were rubbish.
And they've also won the second division twice in 1936 and 1975. So I don't know how long they were out of the second division for.
And then a bunch of sides down here who, sort of old time biggies. Although I was a bit surprised to see West Brom so much. So some notable absentees given history, I think, from the entire list. No Leeds United.
Late founded though, 1919, aren't they?
Yeah, okay. Are there any other notable absentees?
Tottenham? Are they on there?
Yeah, they're not there.
Yeah, Tottenham. But again, are they a late? That's the thing when you go all the way back to 1888, because you got to think, when are these teams founded? Did they have a different name? So yeah, we're probably lucky. I've also looked up Arsenal when you were talking, and they were relegated in 1913.
There you go.
So,
into a league that then didn't play in 1914. So
no,
maybe that league probably started.
They were relegated in 1913 and were promoted in the 1914-15 season. Then started play again in 1919-20.
Yeah, they suspended the league after that. Okay. Well, I just thought that was interesting that we were 5th and there were some notable absentees from the side there. So
normally you just get the 1992 table, don't you? That's what everyone references now.
Well, that is when football started officially.
Yeah, obviously.
So.
Yeah.
That's true. I also quite like, in a similar vein, I quite like this, which was a tweet I found on X, which proposes that we were the first World Championship club. So Parker found this somewhere, I don't know. The first time the champions of 2 European leagues met, prior to any European competition, I think, the first time 2 European champions met in what was called at the time the 1895 World Championship was when English champions Sunderland beat Scottish Championships Hearts, which is a marvellous thought. I was never aware of this. And this is Parker's point, was reading about the Champions League and stumbled across this. Did anyone else know that Sunderland were technically the first world champions or world club champions, and I don't think it can be really disputed. If this is the first match between the two winners of any league, two national leagues, then that does make us the first world club champions, and I had no idea of that. So
I think this is a one for Rob Mason. Really, he needs to tell us about this.
Yeah, but a wonderful piece of information.
Yeah, isn't there a non-league team that has claim to being a world champion?
Yes, there is. Was it West Auckland or something?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I was like, it's not Bishop Auckland. Yeah, West Auckland.
Yeah. I can't remember the story behind it. On a similar theme, I think so. I think they were invited to play because England didn't want to. Or
I will
like
Google it.
On a similar vein, when was the very first? Between whom was the very first cricket international match held? Between which two countries?
I have got not an idea.
You don't know anything about cricket. You like rounders in pajamas, but not cricket. Where's your pride, man?
Yeah, I'm not a patriot. What can I say?
Well, take a guess. The first ever international cricket game was between.
Well, I would say it's probably going to be England
against.
Well, I don't think the Scots really play cricket. I don't think the Welsh do. I don't think it'll be anyone in the British Isles. So I'm going to guess it'll be one of the Commonwealths. I don't know. South Africa.
No, the first international cricket game was between Canada and the United States.
Oh, well, I didn't say that.
There you go. No, nobody ever does. That's the first ever recorded international cricket match played in New York City. I mean, incredible, isn't it? Anyway, so let's move on.
Move on. No. I've googled West Auckland. They won They are recognised as the first world champions by FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
They won that crown in 1909, and without reading the full story, FIFA tried to start a global football tournament with clubs rather than countries, and Sir Thomas Lipton, creator of Lipton Iced Tea, created a football competition that saw Europe's elite face off against each other. Competition to be held in Turin, all but the English FA accepted the offer. And Lipton turns his attention to Northern League club West Auckland because no English team was going to be represented.
And they won.
And yeah, they won the tournament. They won 2-0 against the German champions in the semi-final, Stuttgart, and then won 2-0 in the final against Swiss side FC Winterthur.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
I had no idea. But I think if we can...
Just to finish off, they retained the title 2 years later as well. They beat they beat Torino 3-2 in the semi-final and then beat Juventus 6-1 in the final.
That's a magnificent piece of history. Where are West Auckland now? Why doesn't Rob McElhenney buy them instead?
He should.
One of most
I'll see where they are. Well, they're in the football pyramid. They are currently.
Well, I think we can. Northern Isthmian League. Yeah, Northern League. There you go. I think that we can possibly beat that claim. All that is required is whether the Scottish and English leagues are the best leagues in the world in 1895. If that were to be accepted, then that would make us the first World Cup champions.
Yes.
And that's the only stumbling point there.
Yep,
Rob Mason, where are you?
West Auckland, eat our heart out.
Okay. Well, I thought that was a lovely piece of news. Anyway, let's move on. Both of a similar sort of...
We'll do a quick 30-minute propaganda. 55 minutes later, we're still good.
Yeah.
That's why
but we're not just going to be... We're not just going to be fifth in the all-time points league. We're not just going to be the first ever World Club champions. We're also going to, according to Yop, would dead-ass three-peat the Bundesliga as well.
Yeah. We would.
What do you reckon to that? This is about how rancid, as you might say, honking, Spuds are in the Premier League. And then to go and have a massive XG playing like passive ducks, and then boss Dortmund all out of nowhere, and they'll probably get beat at the Spurs. Spurs will get beat at the weekend as well,
And they're playing Burnley. That's who they've got this weekend. So there we go.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they struggled to win that game.
Dortmund were down to 10 men very early in that game, if I was to have one caveat. The comment, have you read the comment below?
They would lose to Augsburg. Mukiele is carp every time he meets a bull side, so no. Prime Liverpool probably would. Others are scrubs and inconsistent. Well, I think Mukiele has been outstanding against... I mean, we've only lost to one top six side, haven't we? In the Premier League?
That's Man City, yeah.
Once. We drew the other time.
Unless just Mukiele just can't play in Germany. Is that what this guy's saying?
Well, unless he's Bundesliga side. I think bull side.
That's what he's saying.
Means
I think he's saying a
tough side.
Bullies.
Oh, bully side. A tough side.
I was thinking
don't know.
that's what they call Bundesliga.
I mean, I would say this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, Bismarck's. But a lot of people thought Mukiele probably wouldn't be as... I mean, lots of people who knew their European football were surprised at how well he's done here. But I think the Arsenal supporting Yop is absolutely spot on. I'm going to support him. No way that's propaganda. Sunderland would dead-ass three-peat the Bundesliga with their current team. That's why the undefeated captain of Leverkusen moved to Sunderland. So, yes,
true.
Yop, I'm with you.
Yeah, and Ballard would bully Big Harry Kane.
Well, maybe. Here is another one. Let's see if you can click the reference here. Currently, if Celtic had an Undertaker business, nobody would die. Do you know what they're going on about here?
Is that to do with Tar because they can't sign a player? Is that the...
Yeah. So it's to do with the fact that they lost out to us to Jocelyn Tarby.
Yeah.
And I just thought this was a hilarious comment on their ability to do business.
You've given them a heart as well.
I have. One of 493 people. I did like it. I thought it was a good crack. We're so rubbish at getting jobs done that if we were a funeral director, no one would die. That was a lovely way of putting it.
Open up fresh. Yeah.
Once upon a time, this was us at Sunderland. This was us. We couldn't get anything right.
Was. Well, we would sign players. It's not very good ones. Maybe ones that would actually work in an Undertaker business. Do you think that Undertakers have like when I think of Undertakers, I think of the Undertaker? Do you think that he's taken that and now everyone would just associate an Undertaker with the Undertaker?
Possibly. I think possibly it gives it away as some kind of.
If I said that, I don't know, if you say the word so to me when I hear Undertaker, I hear lights out, gong, man walking very slowly to the ring. That's what I think of. I don't think of the co-op at the bottom of my street.
I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking, if I can get there fast enough, you are talking about the wrestling Undertaker chap, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Were you a big wrestling fan?
Yeah. I was. I would say in my life I've to and fro with it. When I was a kid, I was mad for it. Went to a WrestleMania when I was in America. Went to WrestleMania 30. But since then, that was 2014. Since then, watched very little wrestling. That was kind of like my version of winning the Super Bowl, I suppose. I was like, oh well, I have completed wrestling now. I am done. So yeah.
Okay, I have one last thing in that very vein to show you. Then, given that you mentioned it, and if you think of the Undertaker, then I think you think of this.
Survivor Series. You can feel the disdain. Oh my God!
There's the gong. Classic.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a good.
There you go.
I think that is the one thing that has probably saved wrestling is how memeable it is for stuff like that, isn't it? It's something that you see
Yeah.
a lot online. But yeah, that's a good video. Very well put
I did
together.
that. Well, I mean, I will post that again if we win the next 2 games because we'll be up at sort of 4th or 5th, and it'll be a case like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Who's this guy? Oh my god, he looks scary."
Yeah, I think you should you need to impose Regis's head on Undertaker as well.
Maybe it gets a bit too complicated. Yeah.
That's
anyway, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. That's propaganda. We've done an hour. There we go. People get an hour of propaganda. Watch everything else we've done this week. So that's what the previews and the reviews and the Isidore
Q&A.
video, the Q&A video.
Should we sell Wilson Isidore?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've done a lot of stuff this week. I'll be back maybe on Friday. I might do a final pre-video, which I often do. Then I'll be back on Saturday afternoon after the game. I'll probably go live pretty much after full time, so follow us for that. Taff's busy delivering a quiz for some reason. There we go. And then we'll be having, I think we're recording on Sunday this week, so we'll probably have some stuff out early maybe on Sunday, and then heading into early next week ahead of Burnley, which is a Monday Night Football. So we'll have to come up with some ideas to keep everyone busy because we've got a long slog of 9 days without a game.
Yeah. Well, we will then have everybody back and integrated, and West Ham this weekend is the first official time we move into our awesome after AFCON period. AAA Sunderland coming up.
You need to count the Palace game really, because then it helps your stats.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. If you're gonna go with awesome after AFCON, we have to count the Palace game because if we it means you can add 3 points to your total.
All right, I'm game for that. AAA Sunderland are on the roll.
We released a video on the 14th of January saying, "Did AFCON hurt Sunderland as much as expected?" So that is an admittance from us that we considered the AFCON period over after the FA Cup game.
Fair enough. Yeah. AAA Sunderland, let's roll.
Yeah, AAA. Okay, right. We'll catch you all soon for other videos. Just follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll see you all soon.